to the Adelphi student body, to the Adelphi administration, to the Adelphi faculty and staff, to students across America. Adelphi has a long way to go before becoming fully anti-racist, and we all know this. But change does take time. And so far from what we can see, they have been doing the same rhetoric that they all have always used, as far as, sending us emails where we're not like that, we're gonna do this, and we can't really tell if it's just because they're caught in the moment or they actually want to change. I met with the firm yesterday, and they want to take more student case studies to see where's the blockade between reporting to Title IX and why is it like not getting reported, why are these incidents not getting reported. And I feel like that is a good method to go, but those are not the only problems on campus. I feel like we also have issues with public safety. Why is public safety primarily white, composed of white officers, which is not an issue, but it is an issue actually, because you have a growing diverse population, correct? And you should want them to feel comfortable. And I feel like if you had more Black, Hispanic, any other person of color on the public safety team, it'll be less racial profiling, because you will understand that from having a peer, you're able to clearly understand the differences between your culture and their culture, and you'll be like, well, I can't do certain things to those people. I can't racial profile those people. That's just one of my recommendations. I feel like we need to see more people like us. I mean, we have Indian students, we have Hispanic students, we have all sorts of students, but we don't have all sorts of professors. We don't have all sorts of public safety people. We don't have all sorts of financial aid workers. I feel like that would be a good method to go about. And I informed the Centrale about that. I also have a meeting coming up with President Weirden, which I'm going to disclose some of the same information with her and actually see what is she going to do to, try to make this university more inclusive and, entirely less racist, because in the end, they've had multiple opportunities to prove to the students that they do not tolerate racism. Because you see, like, for example, on Twitter, I don't know if you all are on Twitter, people from Yale, students from Harvard, they'll post something racist and somebody will point it out. And, it's called a cancel culture. But the cancel culture call the school, hey, we had this video. And then, they'll revoke their admission. Adelphi has had people that say the N-word on campus. They have had people to call Black people monkeys, do this, all sorts of racism towards a lot of different people of color and minority communities. And, they have not done anything to prove that, hey, we don't tolerate that. They kind of just give people the pats on the back. And, that's the whole issue that we're having with them. Why aren't you able to communicate that we fully don't tolerate racism? Why does it get like an email and then a student is still allowed to attend the university, he's still allowed to graduate, and it's like you truly don't care? And I explained to them that was the whole issue. Like, we've had my 4 years, there's been like 2 or 3 incidences where I done seen a white person use the N-word get recorded. We receive an email, the student still goes to the university, nothing happens to as a repercussion towards their actions. And it just shows like we already have to deal with this stuff outside of in a real world. And I don't think we should have to deal with that at a university we pay, $50,000 to attend. So I'm going to explain that to her. I'm pretty sure she already knows this, but sometimes you have to reiterate stuff to these people as they like to pretend it was never told to them. Aside from that, there are multiple things that the university can do to improve, the diversity, inclusion, statistics at the university. So I'm going to meet with President Weirden on December 3rd. And what I'm going to do for you all, because I feel like I need to include some of you all's recommendations, so I'm going to provide a Google form. And what I want you all to do is fill out the form and, tell us, like, what recommendations do you have in terms of how to make the school more inclusive to your community? Because I I only know so much about the communities that I identify with. I can speak a little on some of the communities, but I don't know everything. You see what I'm saying? And if no one ever says anything, you know, nothing will happen. So she has agreed to meet with me and 2 other student leaders. So I want to make sure that everyone, you know, has an opinion is voiced. So I want you all to fill out the form that's going to be done. Excuse me. And we're going to work towards, you know, changing the school, which is something, because we want to be proud to graduate from Adelphi. That's the whole thing. We're not proud with the university, especially during this pandemic. And, you know, so much police brutality. It's so much going on towards hatred toward people of color. And the university has not showed, besides the email, that they actually stand with us. And even on moving forward speaking, you know, the athletics department did a little video recently. You can go on their page and look at it. And it was discussing how, you know, the athletic department stands against racism. And, you know, the 2 teams that are speculated to be the most racist on campus weren't even in the video. Not even like 1 student was in the video, which is the baseball team and the lacrosse. And, you know, that kind of stuck out to a whole bunch of students because that was like a missed opportunity. Once again, you missed the opportunity to show us, hey, we want to change, we want to do better. But the thing is, you guys tolerate racism. It's like, if we got a good player, we're going to let them use the N-word. We're going to let them, you know, slide by, which is not good for the students. You know, it makes us feel uncomfortable. It makes us feel like, you know, we're just going to a school who doesn't really just, you know, gives a fuck about us. And we just got to keep pushing, which is, it shouldn't be like that. The times are changing. This stuff should not be allowed anymore. And what infuriates me the most is that we're acting like this is new. This is not new. I talked to several administration people, and they all asked like, well, we didn't know this was going on. We didn't know this was going on. No one told us. And, you know, I feel like they're blatantly lying, which they are, because they actually know what's going on. And what makes me even worse is more Black people that work for the university saying we didn't know this was going on. When I know for a fact, y'all know it's going on. So, we're going to meet. I'm going to meet with her on December 3rd. But what I want you guys to do, because change does take a long time, and I'm probably not going to be there to see the change considering that I graduate in the spring of 2020. And what I want you guys to do is, not that we have their attention, I want you guys to stay on them and, you know, keep influencing them, pushing them. Hey, we want this now. We want the change now. It needs to happen. Because I want to be proud to graduate from the school. I'm not right now. I don't really want to attend graduation considering however it's going to be, but that's not aside the point. I don't like the administration that's going to be there. But I want to be proud of the university. I'm not proud of the lies we've been told. I'm not proud of the discrimination or racism. So you guys have to stay on them. Right now, they seem like they're trying to make progress, but, you know, it could be only because, you know, the media, they're getting attacked. They got to cover up their image. A lot of it is them just trying to, you know, cover up their image so their enrollment rate could stay up. But you guys have to stay on them. And if this does, after I graduate, if it does happen again, you guys have to know what to do. The perfect way to start, you know, anything and get your voice heard is social media. Social media is one of the most powerful tools that we have in our hand as this part of our generation. And you guys have to use it to the best ability. They're going to use it to show one Black student and one Latino student on their Instagram page. So you guys have to use it against them as well and show them that the campus is really not what it seems. So I'm going to update you all once again on December 3rd. But what I want you to do now, I want you to fill out the form that I'm going to post after this video about recommendations that you all have about making the school a better place for students of every, you know, nationality, color, whatever you want to call it. But I need you guys to fill that out. And with that being said, that's going to be the end of this video. I want you all to know change can happen. We have to be the change that we want to see. So we have made progress, guys. Don't get me wrong. We've made progress. We have their attention there, acting like they want to help us. But we have to keep pushing. You know, you just can't stop. Just like in terms of like the presidency, now we have to, of the United States, we have to keep pushing our Congress members, etc., to do the right things for us. So we just can't stop, after they say they're gonna do it. You have to stay on them, because if I tell you, for example, I'm gonna give you an example, then I'm gonna go. If you say, oh, what's going on, babe? For example, what's going on? For example, if I owe you, say, $10, and I told you I'm gonna pay you back later. If you don't, I'm the type of person to pay you back immediately. But if you don't ever tell that person or remind someone, one of your friends, you had this done before, if you don't ever remind them, they'll never give it to you back. So if you stay on top of them, they're gonna give you your money back because they don't want to hear you anymore. So if you stay on top of the school and make them do what you want them to do, they will do it, because they don't want you to talk. And as long as you keep talking, you're hurting them. So don't be afraid to speak up and use your voice. Don't be afraid of whatever repercussion that you think might happen. Just make sure you do it the legal way. Let's not do anything illegal. But as long as you do it the legal way, we'll get things straight. So like I said, I'm going to update you all on December 4th, 5th, after meeting with President Weirden and the rest of the administration. So right now, fill out the form, and yeah, let's help each other. Let's be the change we want to see. Thank you all, and have a good day, whatever.